Some call it the Great Resignation, others call it the Great Realization, but we have a quick breakdown on the ongoing trend of millions of Americans quitting their jobs every month. Pew Research looked into the driving factors behind Americans leaving their jobs in 2021 and found low-wage workers were more likely to have quit.
I'd like to have double the people I have right now. Typically this time of year we have up near 150 people on staff. Now we're sitting at about 75 people.
There's been a broad speculation that older workers who were closer to retirement drove the resignation wave by opting to retire early, but Pew found that young workers were more likely to have walked away. But why? Many predicted that the push to get workers back in the office was going to drive a lot of people to quit for jobs that would allow them to remain remote, but not according to the survey.
It's interesting that it didn't even really show up as a distinct point about wanting to work from home versus not.
Dietrich Vollrath of University of Houston says working from home seems to be an issue on which employers are more likely to compromise.
I think we have this understanding maybe that there are jobs that are doable from home. There are jobs that aren't. Even here at the University of Houston, we're actually adding a new policy to allow people to work from home because of some pushback here or there. The ability to work from home is really correlated with lots of these other things that people are saying are motives for not taking a job or for leaving a job.
The top motive was a tie. Among people surveyed who'd left a job in 2021, 63% said low pay was a driving factor. 63% also cited lack of advancement and opportunity. People were simply tired of dead-end jobs that weren't worth the money. Desperation to fill these empty spots have led to an average wage increase of 4.5% last year, the biggest bump in years.
Wage growth over the last 2 years has actually run ahead of inflation.
The current burst of inflation and ongoing shortage of workers has many wondering whether employees will continue to have the upper hand to push those wages even higher.
That's the big question for economists, is how persistent is this kind of realization about the labor market.
But it wasn't all about money and opportunity to climb the ladder. At 57%, the third most common reason for workers quitting was that they felt disrespected at work. The next top reasons were lack of flexibility with things like work hours and health care. And many of the other top reasons had to do with perceptions of a toxic workplace. Basically, people realized, why am I putting up with all of this?
I think there was a realization in part as well that maybe it wasn't as damaging to step away from work as you kind of fear, right? Like, I couldn't possibly quit. How will I pay all my bills? Some of those bills are only there because you work.
As for the vaccine requirements, 18% of workers cited that as a reason for quitting, and it was 2 times more common among workers who did not have college degrees versus those who did. But overall, the pandemic itself was only a driving factor for fewer than 1 in 3 workers who quit. It's more so seeming that the pandemic helped people realize that longer-standing issues were simply not worth tolerating anymore. And as for the companies that have been holding out on raising wages, they are warning that things don't appear to be slowing down, so it may be time to put up some more money.